I love how you change your voice at this part of the show.
It's Friday afternoon. It looks outside, but I haven't been outside in quite a while. So
You were outside when you walked to work 3 hours ago.
yeah,
It was colder when you were walking to work.
it usually is.
Not always.
Not always.
What are we covering today?
Today, still talking about schools. Not surprised considering they're kind of a hot mess lately.
Well, and more stuff is coming out.
Yeah.
I mean, the magnitude of the fights I found startling. You have that data. And there was a school board meeting last night.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I would have liked if the superintendent had addressed the alleged sexual assault cover-up in the school board meeting. I mean, is transparency and communication too much to ask? I mean, those are the basics.
Yeah.
I'm hearing there's an English pub coming to the Ivy area.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
We need a good English pub, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. Just a place with, I don't know, there's just a certain...
Why don't we start with that? What makes a good dive bar
je
or
ne
pub
sais
for you?
quoi, which is French for I don't know what.
Je ne sais quoi?
Literally means I don't know what.
So when I say, don't I use je ne sais quoi?
A certain je ne sais quoi. Yeah, it means I don't know
I don't
what.
know.
I always laugh when you say that.
Oh, God.
I mean, that is kind of how it's used.
It is definitely how it's used, dude. What do you mean kind of how it's used?
But it is funny that it just means I don't know
I don't know what.
You're basically saying, I don't know how to describe what it is that I like about this thing, so I'm just going to use this phrase.
Well, I mean,
which
when you
means-
say it, je ne sais quoi.
Yeah.
Something about the French language, right?
Yep, something about the French language.
Viewers and listeners, hit that like button on Facebook if you could. Like and share the show. We work hard for you. The only thing we ask in return is a like and a share, a like and a share. I think we got a new nickname for Judah over here, the Metronome.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good nickname, don't you think?
It's, I guess, as good as J-Dubs.
Which nickname do you like best?
Let's poll the audience.
All right, J-Dubs, the Metronome. Which nickname for Judah Wickhauer do you like best? We introduced yesterday our top 25 rankings. We'll talk about the rankings again on the show. We're gonna make the rankings part of the program. As folks contribute, Ginny Who, thank you for the retweet. Ginny Who is a firm fixture in the top 25 rankings. In fact, Ginny Who on the top 25 rankings is currently number 4 in the top 25 power poll. Mr. DL, thank you for watching the program. Dylan's Rule, who just liked us on Twitter, offers us some commentary on the Twitter's verse. He's going to climb into the top 25. And Mr. DL, I see you, baby. I see you, Mr. DL. You need to be a part of the top 25. There's a certain je ne sais quoi about the top 25, Judah.
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what. Judah's chuckling. I like when Judah chuckles. All right, we can rock and roll when you're ready. Bill McChesney. Is Bill McChesney in the top 25? Oh my goodness, I don't have Bill McChesney in the top 25? Bill, you're checking in at 15. That's a travesty that Bill McChesney's not in the top 25 power ranking. I sincerely apologize, Mayor of McIntyre. Bill McChesney, you are now number 15 in the power poll top 25. I apologize. Let's rock and roll when you're ready, J-Dubs.
Quiet on the set.
People like when you do that. It's got a certain je ne sais quoi to it. Welcome to the I Love Seville show. My name is Jerry Miller. It's a Friday afternoon in downtown Charlottesville. Thank you kindly for joining us. We are live in our studio on Market Street, about a mile from the University of Virginia, Scott Stadium, the Rotunda, John Paul Jones Arena, a hop, skip, and a jump from the courthouses 25, 30 yards from the police department, from the police station, half a block from the downtown mall and all those fantastic eateries. We're a block and a half away from Emancipation Park, Freedom Park, Market Street Park, Lee Park. And we're smack dab in the middle of Charlottesville, Virginia. We love to be in the epicenter of the movers and shakers with this network. John Blair on LinkedIn is watching the program. John Blair is number 2 in our top 25 power poll of viewers and listeners who make this program special. We love JB, John Blair. A lot we're going to cover on this program. I'm hearing talks of an English pub on Ivy Road. We'll get those details for you on this fine and fair talk show. The Ivy Roadhouse has got a new tenant in the mix. We'll talk about that as we get more information. There was a school board meeting last night, Judah. Mm-hmm. We'll get some nitty-gritty from last night's Charlottesville Public School Board meeting. It's interesting. For so long in this Central Virginia community, Albemarle County Public Schools were front and center in the news cycle. Now they've taken a significant backseat to Charlottesville City Schools. Every morning, Matthew Haas, the superintendent of Albemarle County Public Schools, he wakes up and says, goodness gracious, thank you for Charlottesville High School.
Charlottesville High School for a moment was like, hold on, we're not getting enough press. Somebody hold my beer.
Charlottesville High School is now dominating the news cycle. We'll talk about the school board meeting from last night. Judah's got some statistical data to relay to you in regards to fights and the significance of the fights and the amount of fights that have been transpiring. We'll talk about that on the program. Mortgage rates are falling. They're falling. They're getting close to 7%. Michael Buchensky, Coach B, First Heritage Mortgage's finest, says you can expect mid-5s in 2024. Are we going to see a buying bonanza like we saw during the pandemic? And if we do see a buying bonanza like we did in the pandemic, will we see home value appreciation in the double-digit clip yet again? That topic on today's show. Skill games are about to get axed. Those are the slot machines you see at gas stations. I mean, heck, what's the place? James Watson, you can help me with this. James Watson is a key contributor of our Fine and Fair talk show. Goodness gracious, the Queen of Ivy, Kate Schartz, is watching the program, and she's not in the top 25 ranking. Kate Schartz, you have now entered the top 25 power poll, the Queen of Ivy, at number 16 in our ranking. James Watson, this is a question for you. You and I have bantered about this in the past. What is the name of that slot machine epicenter, that skill game epicenter that is on Harris Street? You know the one I'm talking about? It's in the middle of Harris Street. It's on the same side of the road as Bailey Printing. Something Smokes. There was a brouhaha outside this place on Harris Street where someone got popped, got shot. Not murdered, but shot. That entire business model is tied to skill games. Deep Throat, you know what that one's? Wicked Hits. God, Deep Throat is watching the program. He's number 1 in our top 25 power polls.
Some of the games on those things are pretty fun, too.
Deep Throat gave us the answer. Thank you, Deep Throat. There's a reason you're number 1 in our top 25. He DMs us. It's Wicked Hits. He's exactly right. It does look sketchy, he says. That entire concept is skill games. There's multiple convenient and gas station owners that are speaking on the record saying not if, but when these skill games are taken out of our stations and out of our convenience stores on January 1, they're supposed to be completely removed. And there's a narc, rat, tattletaling tip line that's been set up.
Okay.
Youngkin's team has set up a narking, ratting, and tattletaling tip line where folks can call a phone number and with anonymity rat and narc